I've been building my own kingdom for everyone to see. It exists to keep me safe from harm, and it's intact to glorify me. Nobody helped me build this up. It was me and me alone. I've appointed myself as the king, and I've given myself the throne. But it turns out I'm no ruler, and I have no control. So I have decided to destroy it all. I'm tearing down the walls, kicking down the doors. Everything inside this kingdom is yours. 'Cause what I've made is worthless, and it cannot stand. Come and breathe some life into my empty, cold, dead ends. Down with the fickle king, away with this fantasy. You are the one I need. Death to the kingdom of me. Death to the kingdom of me. I should probably be frightened. This empire's all I know, but it always does more damage than good.
But it's gonna be
I'm afraid it's gotta go. I know that I can't be trusted, 'cause I'm just a man. And if you hadn't given your life for me, a loser would be all that I am. You know they say just follow your heart. I'm afraid that's a load of trash. Your heart will take you down to deep, dark places where you feel like you'll never come back. So I'm coming out of the dark. This facade is I woke up feeling like it was time to tighten up. Yeah, I woke up feeling like it might be a good day to get it done. That's right. Oh, the stadium is just like my second house. Now I'm two-tone talking.
All right. And that is a wrap on the preseason, ladies and gentlemen. The Titans preseason complete, and they finish it with a dub over the Minnesota Vikings tonight. Again, some people don't care about winning in the preseason. It's not really indicative of anything one way or the other, but always good to see your team get a win. And so the Titans finished the preseason 2-1. They finished with a win over the Minnesota Vikings tonight. And boy, oh boy, let's talk about what we saw tonight. And of course, we'll start with Cam Ward. Cam Ward, man, I thought that, I'm seeing Louis Riddick on X on behalf of ESPN saying, this is his direct quote, Cam Ward's got an absolute whip of a release, just snaps his arm/wrist and can generate so much velocity. He is special. Sleeper NFL uploaded, let's just talk about it. His throw to Van Jefferson tonight, 17-yard gain. And they said, dude, Cam Ward is legit goodness. They're starting to notice, folks. They're starting to notice. Zach Lyons said through 3 games, while he never threw a TD, Titans quarterback Cam Ward has shown everything you want to see. Good stuff. from Cam Ward tonight for multiple reasons. He was 3 of 4 for 36 yards, but I want to read Amnesia's super chat first, who said this young team is going to surprise several teams this year because they're going to underestimate the Titans. The team is starting to click and the future looks great. Tighten up. Patience is key this year. I hope you're right. I hope the Titans do shock some people. Cam Ward, 3 of 4 for 36 yards tonight. I thought he had a touchdown, but they said that Io Manor was short of the goal line. Either way, what I liked from Cam Ward tonight was that he had some difficult moments. On the first drive, even though it was a 3-and-out, had a blitz right in his face, and, he didn't do anything stupid, which is a low bar, but it's one that we love to see a quarterback clear after what we saw last year with other quarterbacks for the Tennessee Titans. Sometimes there were guys in the quarterback's face and the quarterback did something stupid with the ball. Cam got rid of it, didn't do anything to put the ball in harm's way. It ended up being an incomplete pass. But then on the third down play, Cam forced out of the pocket, rolls out to the left. Everybody's covered, which I am a little concerned that on that particular play, our receivers couldn't get any separation against the Vikings backups. But instead of forcing it, instead of doing something stupid, instead of shovel passing it, instead of throwing it out into thin air, he just ducked out of bounds, took his 3-yard gain, and brought on the punt team. I know we don't like 3-and-outs. I know we don't like incompletions. I know we don't like ducking out of the roster. I was reading the word roster when I said it. We don't like ducking out of bounds and not getting a first down, but sometimes that's just the nature of it. Sometimes you got to live to fight another day. And I think what happened with Will Levis last year is that he tried to do too much. And I was worried about Cam a little bit because in college there were times where Cam got away with some things that he's not going to get away with at the NFL level. Caleb Williams had to learn that last year. There are some things you can get away with at Miami and USC that you ain't getting away with on Sunday. So rather than Cam rolling out to his left and forcing it and trying to force a throw to somebody that he can't make, or trying to underhand it or shovel pass it or chunk it deep, you know what, I'm just going to duck out of bounds. We'll bring on the punt team. We'll send our defense out there, and we'll live to fight another day. As Amnesia said, I can handle 3-and-outs as long as they're smart, as long as it's not something stupid. To me, it's a simple thing, but it's a good thing that Cam Ward on plays like that where you have a blitzer running free at you or where you escape the pocket and everybody's covered. Okay, I'm not going to do anything stupid. It's the Tom Brady mentality. Okay, I'm just not going to do anything dumb. If we have to punt it, we'll punt it. But we're not going to do anything stupid. We're not going to put the ball in harm's way. We're not going to try to force something. We're not going to turn the ball over. We're not going to do anything risky. If everybody's covered, we'll just duck out of bounds and send our punt team out there. So I liked that. And then on the second drive, which I think he only played 2 possessions, second drive, you saw what you wanted to really see from Cam Ward. You had the ball to Van Jefferson. We'll talk about Van Jefferson in a little bit, but it was a beautiful pass, 17-yard completion, just great throw from Cam Ward with some serious velocity, as Louis Riddick said, some serious velocity. This Cam Ward, man, if he can be smart with the ball, he has just got, his release is pretty unbelievable. 17 yards on a zip line to Van Jefferson, who makes a big play, and then 2 completions to Io Manor. That's the guy, man. I'm telling you, Io Manor, look out. He had I don't remember how long the first one was, but he nearly had a touchdown down on the goal line. And then the play didn't count because there was a penalty against Minnesota, but Cam rolling out to the right, throws it across to Julius Chestnut. Now, it is the cardinal rule for a quarterback, don't throw across the field. When you are rolling to the right, don't throw back to the left. Like I will say, there was nobody around Julius Chestnut. And so if you're going to do it when there are 2 ways it can go. You can either be a Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes type guy who you let do that kind of thing because you know what? You can get away with it. The rules don't apply to you. Or you can be a Jameis Winston, Carson Wentz type throw across your body where it's like, get off the field. I thought if you're going to do it at an instance where nobody's around him. Chestnut had nobody around him. Cam rolling out to the right, just throws it. So anyway, I thought Cam Ward, you got everything out of him you needed to tonight. I was wondering if he would play more, but I think you just got everything out of him that you wanted on the first 2 possessions. He was smart when he needed to be smart. He was aggressive when he needed to be aggressive. And Cam Ward, I'm just excited about him. I'm excited about Cam, and the team's excited about Cam. I'm just telling you right now, this is Cam Ward's team. This is Cam Ward's team. James Williams gets the interception, and what does he do when he runs to the sideline? He hits the Cam Ward celebration. This is Cam Ward's team. Did you hear the interview with Jeffrey Simmons that they did in the middle of the game where Jeff was talking about Cam and said, that's my guy? He said, Cam is my guy. This is Cam Ward's team. It's early. He's a rookie. He hasn't even played in one NFL game, but he has, I believe, won this locker room over. They have bought into this kid. And first of all, I don't feel like the Chicago Bears had bought into Caleb Williams at this time last year. There's a lot of rookies who, not just at the quarterback position, but at any position, but especially quarterback, you come in and you really feel like you've got to earn your stripes. You've got to come in and get the lay of the land and kind of be led through. Cam Ward has come in and taken the reins of this organization. And you've got other players at practice, in a game, whenever something good happens, they're all hitting his celebration. They're all rallying around him. And when the regular season gets here, because by the next time the Titans take the field, it's going to be for real. It's going to be for real in Denver, Colorado in just over 2 weeks. It's going to be the real deal next time they take the field. And it's going to be tough, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be the Broncos defense and then coming home to play the Rams defense. It's going to be hard. But this team believes in Cam Ward. Cam Ward believes in Cam Ward. And I'm excited to see the growth of this kid. I hope he can stay healthy. I hope the offensive line can keep him healthy. I hope Brian Callahan can do what he needs to do. I'm excited about Cam Ward. And I know, there's going to be growing pains. It's not always going to be pretty. But this kid, I'm telling you, he just has something. I don't want to knock on any other quarterbacks, and I hope this doesn't come back to bite me. So far, he has something that Marcus didn't have. I think he has a few things that Marcus didn't have, but all of the other quarterbacks where it's gone so wrong for the Titans so far, they drafted a guy and they just came in and it didn't work out. I hope the main thing he has that those guys didn't have is skill, but also just, I don't remember Locker or Mariota or Levis coming in and taking the locker room right off the bat. I'm just telling you, this kid, I think he's the one. No pun intended, the one, because that's his number. Give it time. It's not going to be he's not just going to be Patrick Mahomes right off the bat. I wish he would be. That would be great. But odds are there's going to be some growing pains, and I'm not saying it's just going to be all smooth sailing. But I just feel great about the kid. I think he, as Phil said in the chat, he's got command of this offense. He's got command of this team. Even when he messes up, the guys believe in him, and you can tell. I saw a team last year that did not believe in their quarterback, and it affected the whole team. I think even when Cam messes up, he's got this locker room is going to rally around him. And so I am just so excited about him, and I'm going to continue to be excited about him, even if he comes out week 1 and it's not pretty against Denver. He's the type of guy who just will not take no for an answer. He's going to come back week 2, and he's going to try to fix it in week 3 and week 4. Character. The kid has character, and all he's done, I said it before, All he has done his entire football career is overcome adversity. It's been his entire story. It's been his football testimony, is that when the chips are down and everything looks terrible, he just figures it out. And there may be times this year where it looks terrible with the Titans, but this is the kind of kid that figures it out. And I'm pumped about Cam Ward. Other quarterbacks, I thought Brandon Allen was terrible against Tampa Bay 2 weeks ago, but I thought Brandon Allen's been fine in the last two games against Atlanta and then tonight against Minnesota. I think Brandon Allen he's Brandon Allen. Like, he's fine. He ain't like one of the best backups in the league, but he's fine. He'll do okay. If we get in a situation where he's got to play, I mean, I'm not sure he's good enough to win you anything, but he's been better in the last two preseason games than he was against Tampa Bay in the first one. There you go. Trevor Siemian was perfect. 4 of 4 for 34 yards. I mean, my goodness. All right. Running backs. Man, I hated, and I do agree with D. Davis in the chat. Brandon Allen, I do believe, is better than Mason Rudolph. I do think he's an upgrade at backup quarterback over Mason Rudolph. Now, that's like saying a solid poop is an improvement over diarrhea, but it's poop either way. But you know what I'm saying. Okay, so running backs, I hated to see the injury to Khalil Mullings. I don't know if there's been an update on that. Somebody let me know in the chat. But I hope it's nothing serious with Khalil Mullings, because that third running back spot, and I don't know where we stand with Spears. I know he's got a high ankle sprain. I assume he'll be back, but probably not for week 1 against Denver. So, I mean, real opportunity there for Julius Chestnut and Khalil Mullings. Khalil Mullings was playing well tonight, and then he got hurt. I hope it's nothing serious. I don't know if there's been an update. My gut feeling is they're going to go with Chestnut. Chestnut played well tonight, and Chestnut he's the veteran player. I feel like they're going to go with Chestnut over Mullings, but we got plenty of time to talk about the roster, and that cut down's got to be by Tuesday, right? Jordan Mims, I thought, was good again, though. I mean, that's a guy you'd like to have on the practice squad for sure. And Jamar Jefferson, I thought, played well. So there's a couple of good young running backs there that the Titans might want to throw onto the practice squad. All right, we got to talk about the receivers, because I'm gonna be fair, man. Like most of you, I was not happy with Van Jefferson last week with the drop against Atlanta. But you know what? Tonight we got a little bit of a redemption arc for Van Jefferson. 3 receptions, 102 yards, and a touchdown for Van tonight. Juked some Minnesota Viking out of his shoes on the long touchdown. Caught the nice pass from Cam when Cam was in there. And you know what? If Van Jefferson can turn into a good, reliable wide receiver for Cam Ward, I will forget that drop against Atlanta in a preseason game ever happened. Because Van Jefferson, say what you want. We talk about overcoming adversity. Van Jefferson knew a lot of people were not happy with him after that drop against Atlanta. He came back and had a great week of practice. He tore it up in practice from all reports that we've heard. And then he goes out tonight and has 3 receptions for 102 yards and a touchdown. So you know what? Van Jefferson, I knew he was going to make the roster anyway, but after tonight, it's clear he's making it. There is absolutely no way that they put anybody like they're not putting Xavier I mean, come on. Van Jefferson's a lock, and hopefully he can continue to do in the regular season some of what he did tonight. Somebody other than Calvin's going to have to emerge. I want it to be Alec Manor because he's a rookie, and that's somebody that Cam can grow with. I'll throw Chimray DK's name in there as well. But, these veterans have got to be reliable. They've got to be surefire targets for Cam Ward, and I hope Van Jefferson can continue what he did tonight, because that was quite the redemption arc for him. Bryce Oliver did some good stuff, 3 receptions for 27 yards. Alec Manor, overall, I think he had a good preseason. I think you saw most of what you want to see from the rookie. Last week against Atlanta, he had the big explosive play, and then tonight has a couple of catches, nearly had a touchdown. So I think I'm pleased with where he's at and what we saw from him. Chimere Dike really didn't do much of anything in the preseason, but I mean, that's not indicative of where he's at. I mean, it's preseason football. Other than that, I mean, you're just looking at guys who had one catch. I felt like the Titans just ran the ball a lot tonight. But anyway. Not a lot from Gunnar Helm tonight. I don't even know how much. I think Gunnar Helm only played like a possession. Chigakonkwo, I don't even know if he played tonight. Josh Wiley had a reception. James Prochet got walloped on a reception. Xavier Restrepo, I will say, had one catch for 8 yards, and it was a nice play by him, by the way. It was a nice play. My camera may be about to die, so if I have to just go with audio, I'll just go with audio. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. Oh, what'd I tell you? Hold on, guys. I might have to fix the battery. Hold on. One moment. Am I on? Hello? Testing 1, 2. There I am. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. It was warning me my battery was about to die. Well, got it fixed. All right, we're back. As Ethan said, we'll be right back after these messages. We're back after those messages. Amnesia in the super chat said, Jefferson will be better when Ridley gets back on the field. Taking away Cam's number one receiver will prove beneficial. Building that chemistry early. I mean, yeah, that's what I've been saying is that Cam, at some point Calvin's going to be double covered. I mean, he's the guy still. Somebody else is going to have to step up, whether it's Io Manor or Van Jefferson or Gunnar Helm. I mean, somebody's got to do it. It can't just be Calvin. As much as excited as I am about the Cam Calvin connection, which we haven't seen in a couple weeks because Calvin hadn't been playing. But anyway, so yeah, offensively, that's kind of where we are tonight. Van Jefferson, one of the stars. Cam Ward was good, very good. And running back wise, I just hope Kalel Mullings is okay. We got plenty of time to talk about the roster. We'll do that on Monday. Defensively, excuse me, started off a little rough. James Williams, I think, is going to be the other linebacker. He had an interception tonight. Nice play. I do think Cedric Gray is going to play a lot of football, but I think James Williams, and it's kind of felt this way, I think James Williams is just going to edge out Cedric Gray. I think he's just going to edge him out. But I think both guys, I'm excited about both guys. I think they both had good preseasons, and I think they're both going to do well for the Titans this year. Defensive line, James Lynch. James Lynch. That's a name you might not have thought of. He's number 97. You're talking about interior defensive line depth. James Lynch had a pretty good preseason. Wonder if that'll be a guy they look at for interior defensive line depth just because, somebody's got to do it. I mean, you got to have somebody to come in when Simmons and Sweat need water. And speaking of Sweat, I mean, I hope he's even able to go because I don't remember the last time he was on the practice field. So I'm a little concerned about him. But, yeah, I thought that I was about to say I was watching on a phone for most of this game, but Jarvis Brownlee, the penalty they called on him, I thought was ridiculous. I don't know if it's because I was watching on a small screen and missed something. I thought the penalty on Jarvis Brownlee was utter stupidity tonight. Other than that, I thought he was good. I thought Femi Oladejo, once again, he got a pressure tonight. I think, he's going to be a work in progress, but I think I'm still excited about Femi Oladejo. A lot of people gave up on him when he didn't look great against Tampa Bay in the first preseason game. I thought he recovered nicely over these last couple of games. Jalen Harrell had a sack tonight. So, I mean, anybody in that edge rush room, anybody, please make a play. Big Jeff played a little bit tonight, and I saw him make one play. I mean, listen, I don't know if you guys will know the play I'm talking about, but I saw Big Jeff make one play on like the one possession he was in that was freakish. It was a run play, and I feel like he powered through like two people and like tackled three people in one, because he tackled both offensive linemen that were blocking him, and then he tackled the running back. Just, I know sometimes people get frustrated with Jeff because he's getting paid so much, and it's easy to target a guy that's getting paid a lot because you expect more of them, and I get that. Jeffrey Simmons is such a freak, dude. He's such a freak, and sometimes you will see him make a play that makes you go, holy crap. Like, that dude is a monster. He made one of those tonight. He wasn't in there long, but when he was, he made one of those. I mean, just a lot of backups playing tonight and a lot of guys fighting for a roster spot. And, you know, roster cut down's coming by Tuesday, I think. Tuesday afternoon, they got to cut it down to 53. It's going to be an interesting cut down because the Titans have the first option in terms of waivers. They have first dibs on waivers. So you could see, I mean, you know, I think Easton Freeze detailed this. It could be a very interesting cut down for the Titans. And when you see the initial 53, there may be some names that don't make sense. But what's going to happen is the Titans are going to watch who gets released from other teams. Like, you guys know how this works. If you have a team like the Eagles, who have just a stacked roster pretty much everywhere, some guys that the Eagles have to let go could be like actual contributors somewhere else. It's just because the Eagles, I'm using them as an example, because the Eagles have such a stacked roster, they're actually letting go of good players who can contribute somewhere else. The Titans will have first dibs on those guys on the waiver wire. So, like, expect some names that are not currently on the roster to be on the final 53. I don't think it's just going to be a ton of guys, so you don't want to bring in too many new faces that haven't been there with the team that people don't know. But there's going to be some of those. And Brian Callahan talked about this week some positions that are still very much up for grabs. And so there may be guys that are not even in Nashville right now that are going to be in Nashville this time next week getting ready to play Denver. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of guys out there tonight competing for roster spots. We'll see where it lands for who makes it, who doesn't. One of the things I love about preseason football is seeing these guys, especially in the third and fourth quarter, that are fighting some more to at least prove that they deserve to be on a practice squad somewhere or picked up on a waiver by somebody. Like, you know, that's what I like about preseason football, is that these guys that may not even make the roster, but they're fighting so hard at the end right there. I love to see that. That's what football is. You know, that's football. But a lot to like. Defensively, it started a little slow, but they got it going. And, of course, it's preseason football, so take everything with a grain of salt. It wasn't exactly the Vikings' best. They weren't putting their best players out there. Somebody asked about Kevin Winston. He didn't play at all this preseason, hadn't really practiced in a couple of weeks. That's another young player that I'm like, man, I feel like he's going to kind of be the Cedric Gray of this year, where it's just like he's kind of behind the eight ball. I'm going to do a record prediction show here soon, not just for the Titans, but for everybody, and I'll let you know. That's going to be on a Monday podcast. If not this Monday, the next. I usually do it on the Monday of week 1. So special teams. Van Jefferson was not the only one with a redemption arc tonight. Joey Sly with a 63-yard field goal tonight. Are you serious, bro? A 63-yard field goal for the Sly Dog. My man. And then also hit a 53-yarder as well. It was a double doinker, but he hit it. So, okay, Joey. I was skeptical last week, but again, kind of like Van Jefferson, if you can keep on doing your thing, if you can keep on making them kick. Joey Sly is ripped. Like, his arms look like he could, like, go fight John Cena or something. So I hope it works out with him, but he definitely was a lot better tonight. Special teams as a whole, punt coverage was pretty bad on the first punt. So I'm always going to be worried about the Titans special teams just because last year I have memories that I would rather forget. Anything else? Johnny Hecker was aight at punting tonight, probably better than he was the last couple of weeks. Kickoff return, I feel like it's going to be Prochet as the punt returner, kick returner, doing that stuff. I think they tried Chimere Dike tonight. I don't know. Southside Burglary said, just starting vid, does he cry about no one talking about Cam Ward again? I'm talking about Cam, and that's all that matters. But you know what? If I'm wrong for holding the media accountable for not caring about the number 1 overall pick in the draft, then sue me. Sue me for expecting the media to care about the number 1 overall pick. I mean, come on. Do I still have the need for Snead? The Titans sure do. I mean, I know we're all feeling good because a lot of things looked good tonight, but don't get it twisted. They need L'Jarius Snead to get back out there. And he was back out there the other night, so that's fine. That guy is a hater. Don't listen to him. Backups on the right. Yeah, honestly, I was watching on a phone, and so I didn't really get a good look at who all was in there for the starting offensive line. I know I saw Dan Moore, Dan Moore was in there, which is a good sign. The sack, that was one thing. Cam Ward got sacked. And from what it looked like right guard center area was where the guy came from that got him. I doubt Zeitler was in there, right? I doubt Kevin Zeitler played. I know Lloyd Cushenberry didn't play. So backups there at the center, right guard positions. And Cam got sacked. But you know what? Even that, bro, you're just going to get sacked sometimes. You got to learn to just get sacked. Sometimes it's going to happen. Don't try to shovel pass. Don't try to fling it up into the air. Don't do anything stupid. Just sometimes it's like I said earlier, sometimes you just got to duck out of bounds and send your punt team out there. Sometimes you just got to get sacked. When you drop back and there's just 2 dudes right there ready to sack you, you got to just get sacked sometimes. All right. So there you go. Titans preseason is over, and the next time they take the field, it's going to be for real. It's going to be for real. I'm excited about Cam Ward. I'm just excited. Not that regardless of the win-loss record and what you think that could be or will be, I'm just excited to have, I feel like with Will, and I don't want this to just be taking shots at Will. I felt like I was having to talk myself into it. I feel like I was having to talk myself into believing in Will Levis. I don't feel like I'm having to talk myself into believing in Cam Ward. It feels natural to believe in him. So, again, very excited. Do I think Cam should have played more? If the second possession would have been bad, yes, he should have played. But I think the second possession was just a really good stuff from him. You saw what you wanted to see. So I don't have a problem with him taking him out. And Amnesia is predicting a Titans victory over the Broncos in week 1. We got a couple weeks to talk about that, but the regular season is almost here. Roster cutdown is next. I'll be back Monday at 1 Eastern, noon Central to talk about the roster cutdown, who I think is going to make it, who I think is not going to make it. And I appreciate everybody watching tonight. Be on the lookout for more stuff coming your way soon. Tighten up, everybody. Bye.